Welcome, welcome. How is everybody? Looks like we have quite a few people in here with us. We have Glenna and Kathy and Peggy. Looks like Glenna and Kathy beat Peggy today, which is pretty crazy. There's Uncle Doug and Lisa, Candy, Lynn, Marianne, Cindy. Wowzers. So good to see everybody. We have some beautiful stuff to go over today. It's going to be an amazing jewelry demo. I'm very excited. I am not wearing a hat today, you guys. I did bring my hat and wore my hat to work, but I took it off right before the live because it wouldn't really match the romper action I have going on. So, no hat for Corian today. You just get all plain old hair Corian, which might be some of your first time seeing me without a hat, which is pretty crazy, but it is what it is. Jeans in here. Yay, yay, yay. I also painted my nails a new color. Hold on. Right before the live started. It's so cute. I love it. I actually bought 4 new colors of nail polish that I'm excited to show you within the next 4 weeks. So I should switch out a nail color every week. Hoping. But super, super excited for today. So, what you see in front of us right now is our giveaway for the end of the live today. You guys know how to enter, but I will put it up for anybody that doesn't know how to enter. So we'll do that right away this morning, or this afternoon. It's 12:03. So all you have to do is love react to the live video, and at the very end we will do a spinny wheel, and then that will pick the winner, and then as long as you have placed an order, this will get shipped to you. It's absolutely gorgeous. Monica's in here too. It is not from Mooncat. So I only get Opie nail polish. Only ever. And you guys will love the reason why. So the owner of Opie, or the person, the lady who came up with it, the OPI line, she said that she wanted to create a nail polish line with a bunch of like really fun color names and things like that. So for instance, I got the color Lincoln Park After Dark, and there was another color that was called like Alpaca Bags, and there's a whole bunch of, they're all so funny and they're so cute, but that's one of the main reasons why I go with them, is because they have these just adorable names for their nail polish. And last time I went, I couldn't help myself. I had to get 4 different colors because I was just in love with the colors that they had. So you got a little girly Korean today. How fun. So while we do that, I'm actually going to, do you have that white board? I'm going to lay this out quick so you guys can get a nice peek at it before we get started. So tell me, while I'm laying this out, what your 4th of July plans are. Are you going to go see fireworks? Are you going to light off your own fireworks? What's going on this weekend? What are you going to do on your day off for Independence Day? Ian and myself, we are going to go down to his family's campsite. I don't remember where it's at, but I know it's in western Iowa. But super excited to do that. And then tomorrow I also have a memorial meet for my friend Billy, who passed away a few years ago driving in his car. So we're doing a memorial meet for him tomorrow. So it was, I think, the 3rd year anniversary on the 1st, unfortunately. But I'm super excited to spend some quality time with some amazing people that share the same interests that I do. So that's also super exciting. But I don't think I have any other plans other than that, and probably working on my rebranding for my car community. So still doing that. But give me the tea. What are you going to be doing this weekend? Ooh, Mooncat supports cats. That's cute. Not so much of a cat person myself. That's why I have 4 doggies. Did you catch that little winky wink? I made sure not to wink with both eyes.
What does that mean?
A blink. Oh man, I know some people just they can't blink, so or
they can't wink.
They can't wink, so they blink when they wink.
So you're showing everybody how talented you are?
Yes, that I can close one eyelid and leave one open. Okay, you never light your own. Oh, really? That's crazy. It exploded and it sent his heart into a rest? That is really sad. One of Ian's favorite things to do is light off his own fireworks. This is probably, I'm not even kidding you, his favorite holiday. Other than Christmas, because he loves Christmas. Because that's the time when we have to rewatch the Harry Potter series. Rolling my eyes because we watch it every year, and I tell him we can't watch it more than once a year. I am not a rewatcher like that, unfortunately. Maybe like once or twice, but not quite. Oh, really? A cat's slow blink is their way of telling you they love you, or them telling you they love you. That's cute. I didn't know that. Okay, so I have it lit out. I'm gonna take my thing off my stand so we can get a nice view at all these gorgeous components before I hand it off to Uncle Doug, and then we're gonna get started into our demo today. So beautiful. There's some filigree, natural brass, solid brass, pewter, plated pewter, lots of gorgeous components, and then there's some beads and crystals, a couple pre-made things. This is probably what I'm most excited about in this one. This is very heavy. It's plated gold and it's pewter. It's such a cool, it's not like a finger ring, but it would be a cool ring to add to your jewelry. So that's a nice size giveaway that we'll be doing at the end of the video. A reminder, I'm going to pop up the directions one more time while I explain. All you have to do is react to the video, and you will be entered into the giveaway. Look at how beautiful that looks. That is such a good giveaway. I think, Monica won last time, I think? So, crazy, crazy. Alright, I'm going to pull this off. Going to pass it over to Uncle Doug here. And then we're going to get moving. Thank you much. Peggy's not a rewatcher either. Yeah, Ian has to rewatch Harry Potter every year. The whole series, too. Not just like one or two of them. He's got to watch them all. Okay.
Well, it's one of the blessings of having a poor memory. You can enjoy movies.
Oh, yeah. But my memory's poor. But I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm like, find a new movie for us to watch. Speaking of favorite videos and movies, what are your favorite movies? Oh, forgot this one. This one goes in there too. In the giveaway thing. Okay. Tell me your favorite movies because I may need some movie suggestions. We're going to bring on our beaded bracelet sections first, along with our fish, because our fish sold out. Isn't that crazy? It's gorgeous, though. It's a brass base, and it is plated gold. And then they have what looks to be like an onyx paint white on it. So, the gold, and then you see like the black accents in there. Same with the eye. So you're going to have black accents with your fishies. Adorable. Oh, Jean can barely rewatch any movies too. Yeah, I'm the same way. Okay, so I'm going to bring up the fish pack just for some giggles. So this was the fish pack that ended up selling out. I believe it sold out during the pre-sale. Like, as in yesterday pre-sale, not even this morning pre-sale, which is crazy. But it might have gone out at like 3 o'clock this morning. I'm not quite sure, but these are adorable, and so are the beaded bracelets. So I'm going to pop up the chain pack, which these are super cool. So cart 101 for the chain pack. These are vintage seed beads. They're a chalk white color. The links are brass, and then the end is also vintage. It's a really nice size bead. I think it's 8mm, and then I think these beads maybe are 3mm. We'll have to double check on the listing on the warehouse site, but these are beautiful. And fish are super in right now. It's very, very trendy. So I'm going to give you a close-up of what the ladies who did buy it are going to get in their shipment. So beautiful. So I found out when I was laying these out that some of them are opposite directions. So you're going to get some that are going one way and then some that are going the other way. It's not much of a difference at all, but you'll love them. You'll love them regardless, because I love them. So with these 6.5-inch sections, I believe it is, you can not only do a bracelet. So if you add a clasp and stuff, it'll be the perfect size for a bracelet, which is super adorable. You can do it this way, or you can have the two 8mm beads. Hold on. There we go, swivel it. You have the two 8mm beads on the top and then dangle a charm there from the center down, which I think would also be adorable. These are not soldered, they are links. So you can open and close those links, and then you can use just a link in some earrings. You can take this and you can unlink that portion and then make it a 12-inch section if you just wanted one strand versus the 2-strand. But there's a lot of different ways that you can use these, and I love them. And they worked perfect for the fish necklace that we have here. But you can dangle anything from the middle. So I'm going to lay out this necklace here and kind of move it over. So I did leave it 2 strands, so you're only going to need 2 sections for a killer choker necklace, which is awesome. I just used 2 JRV 55s there at the end with a CLV 0003 clasp, since they are solid brass, to match the brass links. And then here at the end, I just opened the links and then threaded them through the fish hole up there. And then it's done. Super pretty, complete, adorable. I love it. To Kill a Mockingbird will always be my favorite.
Oh, Gregory Peck.
Haunting of Hill House series. Somewhere in Time.
Mackinac Island is beautiful up there.
Mamma Mia. Dirty Dancing. Ghost. A Star is Born. A Star is Born was phenomenal. I really enjoyed that. Horror and zombie movies. I'm with you there, Glenna. Love it.
Fried green.
They have a movie?
Yeah, that's where it came from. That's where the restaurant came from.
Shut up.
Yeah,
for real?
Yeah, you didn't know that.
No idea.
We had a very popular restaurant here in Galena called Fried Green Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Still have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was created after the movie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So look it up.
Cool,
it's actually
though.
good. I think the same actress in like Misery and Matlock. There's a new Matlock series.
Well,
I think it's the same lady from Fried Green.
We have quite a few viewers in here now. Let's re-show that giveaway for the end.
Yeah,
just because we shot up, and I want to make sure they
Everybody wants to know how to win it too, right?
Yeah. So big giveaway for the end of the live video. All you have to do is love react, and then if you have placed an order, we will put it in your order so it ships to you. And if not, if it remains unclaimed by Monday, we are going to do 2 giveaways next week. So hit that love react button, and then you could win all these amazing
And we
jewelry
will be having
components.
small drawings interim.
Yeah.
Our trivia drawings, those are staying.
Yes, yes, yes. So we're going to be doing a few of those trivia giveaways as well. Yeah, I think that's all we need to do for the white beaded chain pack here. It's gorgeous. You guys are going to want it. I believe you get 4 strands. So 4 of these coming for $18, which you could honestly make your money back immediately with probably just 1 bracelet, which is crazy. Crazy, crazy. You have to watch Fried Green Tomatoes. Love it. Okay, cool. I will have to make note of that somewhere in time. Amazing.
I've got better insurance than you. You'll like that when you come to the movie.
Interesting. All right. Let's pull this white beaded 6.5-inch section off along with our fish, since the fish sold out. I have a feeling that this live is going to go a little quicker than usual, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Some of the components in here are super easy to replicate. It doesn't take much. We're going to do these earrings next because these are some of my favorites. They're so stinking cute. I'll like move my light just a little bit to kind of illuminate what we did here. Aren't those gorgeous? Such a beautiful size. Let's bring up the product that we need for these. Pull those up there. Let's get our blank hoop pack. You get 6 pieces for $18. That's literally insane. Literally insane. Jean is giving you a deal on these because I think I listed them for like $20 and then she bumped it down to $18. So you have to get these. Absolutely have to get them. Jean is giving you an amazing deal. So these are solid brass. They're beautiful. They do not come pre-hammered. So that's the fun part. Peggy, wink, wink. You need to get your hammers out for these. And we'll do 1 because then I can send that in a order for you guys. And bring this up so we can show you how it's done. I should bring this up just a little bit taller, just in case the comments are kind of getting in the way. There we go. We'll push it over there. Perfect. Grab your hammer. I used the 4-ounce one. Dun, dun, dun. Then I took this side of my hammer, since it's rounded. I'm going to come through. I'm actually kind of going to do this at an angle because I think it works better at an angle. Oh man, those earrings are just stunning. If I didn't make those leaf earrings like I did 2 weeks ago, I probably would have worn these to the wedding. I'm not even kidding you. Oh yeah, by the way, so last week, everybody got a free copper owl in their orders, but Peggy got 2. Because we know how much she just loves that copper owl. So, you know what your guys' job is going to be when you open up your package? I am requesting that each of you who received a copper owl, that you design something that you think would be beautiful and that Peggy would just love, since we're trying to find new ways to use that copper owl. And I want you to post it in DIY Vintage so we can view it too. And then tag Peggy. We're doing lots of winks today. But I know she'll get a kick out of that. Alright. I am going to leave just a little bit of blank space up here. So I'm just going around making a lot of marks. But I'm kind of like stopping in this area. So that way we have 2 smooth sides. And then the rest is just hammer time. Ooh, Christine said hers came today and she already has an idea. Perfect. I'm so excited for you to post in DIY Vintage so I can see it. Very, very excited. And if you guys want my attention on any posts, like specifically, you guys can just tag my Jewelry by Corian page. And I also would love to share your designs on my story. Absolutely love to help you guys out with that. Because we love supporting our fellow designers. Alright, that's looking pretty good. I'm sure Peggy's satisfied with the hammer time. Ooh, Jean has an idea too. Oh, I'm so excited to see all of you guys and all of your designs that you make with that. It's your attempt to make me like that hideous owl, she says. You are dang right, Peggy. All right, now for the color combo. We took, I'm going to shake this up a little bit. Antique line. Corian only uses the antique line now. Yeah, Lynn, I hope you can handle the influx of owl pictures, Peggy. We love you, Peggy. We love you so much. It might be distressing. Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to take some of this metallic gunmetal. I'm just going to kind of do a light splattering around. But I want my bristle brush. She's funny. I love it. And a little bit of paper towel to dry off my brush here. I would at least enjoy removing the wings, she said. Oh, gosh. Like my animal dissection like last week.
Everything got dissected.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to spread this around with my bristle brush. Don't want anything like super thick coated, just a super light. That's just going to give us a little bit of a darker base there. Looking good. I'm glad. Belinda, she said, I am so re-inspired by the Vintage Lives.
Yay.
That's what we're here for.
Glad to have you on here with us, Belinda.
Yeah. I think I've seen your name pop up a few times, so that's super exciting.
Share your thoughts, ideas, comments. We love to have you participate.
Mm-hmm. Could you antique and hammer it to make it look like a relic?
Yeah.
The owl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe flatten the thing out.
That would be cool.
I'm sure Peggy would love to flatten that thing out.
Probably. Yeah, she'd be hammering the crap out of it. All right, our Sienna Brown is next. Also antique line, because once you go antique, you never go back. And who said? I think Peggy said, like, some of us already know that, as in, like, they're antique with age, and they won't go back, which I thought was, at least that's the way that I took it, and I thought that that was absolutely hilarious. Owls are in our backyard. It's something when they fly overhead. Oh, I'm sure. Owls are beautiful, though. I am a big fan of owls. I actually came really close to hitting one a couple years ago. I was driving, happened to be to work, and this owl came like flying across the highway when I was going 60, but it came up and out of a ditch. So I think what happened is it swooped down to grab a mouse or something out of the ditch and then just came up, and oh my goodness, I about lost it.
And that's a big bird to fly in front of your windshield.
Yeah.
It's like having a bald eagle almost come
Seriously. Oh my goodness. I think it was 2 years ago, there was a tow truck company in Dubuque, and they were just on Dodge Street, which is probably one of the main access roads in Dubuque, and a turkey went through their windshield. Isn't that, like, could you imagine?
Yeah.
Heck no, that'd be so scary. Having a turkey fly through. Somebody else's mom a couple years ago too. She had a deer go through her windshield, which was crazy. Yeah, like
That's
went
bad.
up over the hood
Yeah,
and like
I've
through
heard
her windshield.
ones where they came through and they were kicking and hurt the passengers.
Yeah. Yep. Lisa Mack said I was a winner. I don't know. We haven't done a giveaway yet though, so probably not for today or right now, at least. But you never know until you come around a little bit later.
Was that last time? Did Connie win something?
Oh, maybe. I don't remember though.
Maybe she just means she's a winner. Right? Maybe she's just being nice.
Yeah.
You're a winner.
I'm trying to read Terry's comment here. Will we be able to buy the new finishes without having to buy the whole set? So yes, Terry, those single bottles are actually available now. Let's grab that link for you. Vintage Antique. We're going to copy this. We're going to paste it here. Wha-bam! Enter. Cool. So that, and then Vintage, if they want to copy that link and then do it so it can be like a direct link to the products, you can buy the normal single bottles like this now. So you don't have to buy the whole set. I do recommend, if you're going to buy any color, buy the Blue Violet Color Shift. This is my favorite. So that's one of the colors you're going to have to buy for sure. Oh, Lynn almost hit a big bear.
Big black bear?
No thanks. No thanks. Alright, well, this needs to dry. But after that dries, then you take the relief block and get all those high points back to that brass. And then in your low points is where your paint is going to, or your antique paint is going to reside. And then I use the off-white Rivoli, which is in the crystal pack, which is now active. So there's only 16 of those. I know it's going to go quick because it's beautiful. It's called Blue Dream because there's a lot of blues in there, and it includes that light sapphire color that I had in my leaf earrings and leaf necklace 2 weeks ago. So that was a high ask this time around. So I know those are going to go quick. So you need to grab at least one of those so you can get that light sapphire color. And then this is the off-white. So it's pretty close to crystal, but it's not crystal. Hold on. These are, all of our Rivolis are Swarovski. So this is the normal crystal, and then this is the off-white version. So you can see how much more muted that is compared to the crystal clear color. Which I liked the warmer tone of that Rivoli, so that's why I chose that. Usually I like doing cool tones with cool tones and warm tones with warm tones. Oh, I'm sure you guys have so many deer. Surprisingly, there's a lot of deer in town. In Galena. A lot.
The backyard dwellers.
Yeah, and they'll run across the street nearly every day in front of me. I'm like, don't do that.
Well, we had moose pigs from Alaska, so we know they hang out in their yards too.
Right. And then we have bears in Dubuque now, which is pretty, actually living in Dubuque, which is really,
I'm surprised
really
they haven't rehomed them.
They won't. They said that they're residing in Dubuque now. They'll leave and come back, but it's the same. They said that they're protected here and that they're starting to come back here, which is crazy. So we're going to see a lot more of those, hopefully. Hopefully just not in the trash. All right. That's not completely dry, but we're going to give it a whirl. can already see my fingers getting dirty from my relief block because I've used it so many times.
Be a fun jumper set to do. We haven't done some.
Yeah.
We'll do that for first trivia.
We can do that after these earrings.
Yeah.
I think would be a perfect time.
Yep, just getting ready.
Yep, first. Me too, Lynn. I love these earrings. Like I said, if I didn't make that leaf necklace and bracelet, or necklace and earrings set, then I would have worn these earrings to the wedding. It's looking pretty good. I usually use one of the sides to go around the edges too, because the edges highlighted kind of bring your attention more to the center. So I like to go around and just on the very edge take the paint off. So it kind of gives it this halo look. That's stunning. Stunning, stunning. And remember, we changed the way that we do gifts. So now you only have to spend $100 for a free gift. And you might as well. Because it's handmade by Corian. And it'll be famous one day. Just kidding. I don't want to be famous. No thanks. Look how beautiful that is. We have bring these two colors back on, just in case you guys missed that. So, metallic gunmetal and sienna brown in the antique line. Beautiful combination. It gives you your darker and then your warm tones. Love it. Love it, love it. Oh, Christine said, I'm just happy to have deer and bunnies. We have a lot of those here, too. Lots of bunnies.
Drives my dog crazy.
Oh, I'm sure.
She sits up on the deck looking down on the field and just go nuts.
That's why I'm so thankful that Ian and my dad built me a fence.
Yeah.
A 6-foot privacy fence so we don't get animals like that in our yard anymore. And at one point, there was a groundhog that was living under my deck. And I will send a video to DIY Vintage a little bit later. But I got, like, super up close to him. So, his face was, like, just right there. Just looking at me. And I'm like, oh, no. We have to make sure this groundhog's out by the time we finish the fence. Everything worked out, though.
So our dog, Ava, she responds to, like, 4 words. Because she doesn't let, German short-haired pointers, they just have a mind of their own.
Yeah.
But if I want to get the dog to leave, I just say, deer. And she'll run.
Yeah.
She'll run to some other room in the window to look.
No, that's so
a rabbit,
funny.
Deer, rabbit, squirrel.
Yep.
All 3 of those, she just goes crazy. She'll leave.
If I say, do you wanna?
You wanna?
I was like, do you wanna or you wanna?
Have you ever
and
seen it?
All 4 of my dogs look at me like they're gonna go outside.
Like,
yeah.
Ears go up.
Do you wanna? What?
That's so funny. I saw someone who had a video on that, and maybe it was a reel,
yeah.
a reel or something showing all the dog reactions.
That's funny. Yeah.
You?
Do you? What?
What? What?
That's so funny. So yeah, there's the difference. How crazy is it that you can add that much detail to a blank just by hammering and adding some paint? Insane. Cart 102, 6 pieces for $18. Solid brass blank hoop pack. Well, bam. Are you guys ready for a giveaway?
I am.
Or a trivia question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to move this out of the way. Hold on. Since I brought that down. I'll go like this. Woohoo! Corian loves. I love these so stinking much. I wonder if my ear holes are reclosed again because I took my earrings out there for a while. Oh, I don't know if they're going to go in. Don't worry, I'm not going to send these to any of you guys, so you don't have to worry about my ear holes stuff being on the ear wire. Oh, there we go. There's one. Oh, big fan. All right. Look at this jump ring pack. We have some JRV 101, JR 60, JR 104. Lots of nice jump rings.
And remember, it's the first person on our feed to show up with the correct answer.
Yes.
Alrighty, here it comes. And Corey will read it for everybody or post it up there.
Okay. Okay. Inspired by the real-life Hope Diamond, what is the name of the fictional blue diamond necklace worn by Kate Winslet's character in the 1997 movie Titanic?
This has got to be a lady's question, isn't it? Has
Probably.
Keep them coming.
Fictional blue diamond necklace worn by Kate. I don't even stinking know. Oh.
That's what it is.
I would have never guessed that.
I know, but I mean, some of these gals, I'm sure, are
don't think
Titanic fans.
I think I've watched Titanic once, and that was during school. Oh, Tracy.
Whoa. Tracy. Got it.
Tracy Alden is our winner of the jump ring pack. Congratulations. And then as long as you place an order for the warehouse, vintageliveshop.com, the warehouse section, then we will ship this to you. Woohoo!
Yeah, now they're flowing in.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody got them. Oh, man, a bunch got it early.
Nice.
Congrats to everybody who knows that. Kimmy, Belinda, Karen, Lisa, Joanne, everybody got him. Just one came faster than the others.
I never watched Titanic because of DiCaprio being in it.
That's true for
Leonardo.
me too. That's true for me too. I never watched that movie.
I think I've watched it one
He's
time.
just such a little punky guy.
I got it. Haha. Yeah. I spent that whole time trying to get that other one in, and it finally went through. There you go. How adorable. All right. On to the next. What should we do? Let's do these earrings next, I think. I think every 2 products we demo, we can do a trivia thing. How about that?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool, cool. Alright, these are next up on our docket. And then we're going to get the answer was Heart of the Ocean. Oh, Candy. She goes, that was the saddest movie I'd ever seen. Then don't watch All Dogs Go to Heaven. Because I was bawling. That was such a good movie.
Isn't that a cartoon?
Yeah, but it was so sad.
But it's not real.
But still, so sad. Titanic was based on a real story.
Yeah. So is All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's based on a real story too.
Alright, so we have our Dragonflies, which I'm going to pop up that cart number now. 20 pieces for $20, cart 103. It is a solid brass Dragonfly. Me too, Lynn. Me too.
When the dog dies.
It was so sad.
What was up?
Charlie.
What was something to me? What was the one that was about the Golden Lab? Someone to me, was it with Owen Wilson?
Oh,
wasn't it?
Is it like
Milo
and Me or Miley and Me?
Maybe it's Miley and Me. that
I
was
can't
one
remember
of those.
that. Marley.
Marley
and
Me?
Me? I think it was Marley.
How about Sounder?
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Some of the gals will know Sounder.
Alright, so we just propped up that solid brass Dragonfly pack. I'm going to actually give you a close-up before I switch it over. I've seen it too, Lynn. That one was also so sad. Oh my goodness. We obviously have the same taste in movies. sad movies.
Get some popcorn, some chocolates.
Me too, Jennifer. animal movies are so hard, but people, no problem. No problem.
Watch people die. Oh, gosh.
Whatever.
You're sick.
Get chopped in half. I'd be like,
Well,
let me see.
Who was ahead on anything horror? You know, someone earlier was commenting on that.
Love horror movies. Anything that's gory, war related. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I was actually a really big fan of Game of Thrones and the House of Dragons. I just wish it wasn't so vile some of the times.
Do you remember how the our production group, they bought a ton of chain from us for Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
I mean, huge order of stuff to make period jewelry.
Yeah.
And we couldn't tell anybody about it.
But now we can.
But we're all so excited. We like turn it on, watch the opening scene. And the very first scene is some really super vile thing, and Nancy and I couldn't get the controller fast enough, to turn it. I can't believe this.
Usually,
so I never watched an episode of the whole thing.
Oh, I think Uncle Dan found a version that's clean.
Oh, okay.
Like a clean version that you can stream. This is the frame pack. Before I continue what my mind was doing, this is the natural brass frame pack. This is stunning. It is a great frame to add elements in to be wrapped, and I just love it. It's so cute. I'm turn this over to the side so you can see. So Ian and I, when we ever run into things like that, we just look at each other. Like if we can't find a video, we just look at each other. We look the other way. At least, so Ian grew up like Catholic, I think, but he hasn't been to church in how long, and neither have I, so we're not like super religious, but we do still hold those moral values where we're like, that's not something I want to watch. Oh, I need to read the books though. I think I would just adore the books. Alright, so looks like we got our frame pack. That's 14 pieces for $20, cart 104, and then cart 103 is the Dragonfly pack. And let's get into some assembly. So I'm going to bring this up. You guys notice I did chop off the tail. So I was going to wrap it a different way. I ended up losing a tail, so then I had to cut the tail off the other side. But you can always leave the tail. I think the tail would be super cute if it were to dangle with the chain. Here we go. Like that. Because it's kind of like cupped with the tail there. There we go. That's a better view. I really liked House of Dragons though. House of Dragons was a bit more clean. But I really
gorgeous with the resin in the frame and a floating small accent.
Ooh.
Inside of the frame there.
Like the little seahorses. The seahorse would actually fit perfect. I know I have some. I usually save the items that I demo and leave them in a big bin so that I can find them, like if I need to pull them out for any reason. There we go. Here's a little seahorse. Let's just see.
See what would fit in there.
I think if maybe, you can make that work. I mean, it's probably even got to be smaller than the seahorse. Hold on. Unless you left the seahorse, like, head to kind of be on both sides, kind of, like, layer it in a way. So it's on top of the frame, and then resin over, and then resin behind. I think that could work. It's got to be a super tiny piece to be able to float in there.
You could always...
And that seahorse is super tiny, but I wanted to give you an idea.
You can cut off its nose and tail and make it fit.
You could do that. You very well could do that.
We've done that before.
Yep.
We've cut things to make them fit.
All right. So, let's get into the assembly of this. Also, ridiculously easy. So we have our frame, our solid brass Dragonfly. I used a couple of JRV 10s on either side, and then this is CH85 chain, our Fiergo. Is it Fiergo?
Where is it? Figaro?
Figaro chain. I don't know how to pronounce that. And then I did a little tiny bead down here that's in the center. It kind of loops just right in. There we go. That's a better view. Loops right into the chain there and holds it down to a V. Cute. Oh, okay, I get it. I get it, Lisa. Nice. See, you guys are amazing for giving, like, amazing ideas all the time, because I probably would have looked at that and been like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not even going to. But that, with it being domed up, would be really cool. Or you can angle it. We all know that the turtles can't be used. They were killed off last week. Peggy!
They were not. They were upgraded.
Hold on.
They were upgraded.
Doink. I got a turtle for you, Peggy. They're not all gone yet. That would be cute too, though. Okay. Back to assembly. I grab my chain nose. I'll do one of these. I'm going to take my wing, and we're not chopping it, but we are going to slowly bend it so you don't break it off. We're going to bend it down nice and slow, because I think that's where I ended up breaking off a tail. But bend up the other one nice and slow so it can fit in our frame. Series Evil? I don't think I have. Tell me more. I love watching new movies, so keep sending me suggestions like that. I'm actually going to pinch it just a little more with my fingers so she can slide in there. Nice like that. I agree, Avonda. I love this. And this will be nice because it'll show you what it looks like with the tail versus without the tail. So I'm glad we get to do these demos. Holding it down, I'm going to fold my wing back over top of my frame on the back side so we can get a nice secured position. I almost did that too fast. There we go. Looking pretty good so far. So you can see that, okay, so look at the difference in my wings. That's not a big deal. Just take your chain nose, grab a hold of the wing that you want to reposition, and you can bend it down closer. Sorry, I'm trying to look around my phone here. That's a bit better. Probably going just a little closer. That's looking more even. Okay, we'll definitely leave the tail on this one. Then I take these bottom two wings and I'm going to angle them down. Kind of almost to the point where these are touching, these two wings here. I mean, they're not quite touching, but they're pretty dang close. I'll pull this just a hair over. And then I'm going to bend this one to match the curve. And it just gives you a little extra security. Like that. Pretty, pretty. I probably would suggest hole punching prior to wrapping, just because it does get a little difficult to reach that if you don't have it, actually precise. There we go. I haven't punched it yet, just making sure I was in the right spot. Hold on. Nice. Nice. Whoop! I just whacked my phone. So now we have two holes. We have our hole. Oh, there's a little piece of metal on my finger. Ooh, I don't want that to fall on my plate because I don't want to eat it. Okay. There we go. Hole on one side, hole on the other side. You could leave it as is. Super cute. but I decided I wanted to take some JR10s, JRV10 because they're solid brass, and hook those into either side into the hole punch that we just punched, and then the pre-existing hole punch. Also dangled some of that CH85 chain. I put the long loops to the top on the jump rings, and then I let the pretty stuff hang down, so then we'd be on the thinner part and not a big loop on the center bead that sits there. So, very easy to do. Looks very expensive. And if I didn't have both of these earrings, I'd do a quick little, here we go. It's a very nice size. Super cute. I love it. I love it. But that one is complete now. Wonderful, wonderful. Let me know if you have any more questions regarding this. I did not paint this one because I liked the way that the mixed metal looked with the solid brass and the natural brass. I do like that. Woohoo! And then if you guys have more in-depth questions, you guys can always email me, warehouse@vintage.com, down there at the bottom of the screen. And if you're not comfortable checking out on Facebook, that's okay. We have a website. Visit vintageliveshop.com and you will find everything you need in the warehouse supplies tab. So, okay, Rosie, okay, tell me which one you prefer. Do you prefer no tail or tail? Rosie said she prefers it with the tail, which I almost probably do too. Which one do you prefer, with or without the tail? Cute. And then while you guys are answering that, I'm going to switch over to one of our other items here. We'll probably do, I know what we're going to do next. And take that down for now. And then slide this stuff out of the way. Start our little collection of finished pieces that will be thrown into orders if you spend a minimum of $100. And then there's some other really unique pieces. I don't just throw in things that have been made from the warehouse live. I have also thrown in like other pre-made things that were done a while ago. I like the tail. Okay, so you guys love the tails. Could still add chain with the tail. Yes, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Do you like the way that I sang that?
I did. I've been missing that lately.
Oh,
I need some of those made-up songs.
Right. So I know you guys saw this version. No, I don't have any more of the butterflies. I'm so sorry. I know they work perfect with this design, but I only had 6 left, and since they work so perfectly with the design, I couldn't not put them in there. So.
But we do have some owls.
Yeah, we do have some owls. Funny. I did do these two.
They're a little bit bigger.
Yeah. I haven't photographed these other earrings yet, so my original plan was to do it 3 going down, but that seemed to be like too heavy, so I docked it down to 2, so then I had 2 extra pieces. So this is what it would look like as a single item. I also don't have these roses, but I do want to tell you about these. Could you lay 4 of the frames out like a cross with the big ball bead in the middle? Yes. Give me 1 second, Lisa. I want to tell you guys about these, and you guys are going to love them, and you guys are going to have to get some. But let's do that frame here
really
quick.
Compliment that design a lot. Your resin design, if you look at that and compare it with
Lynn goes, oh, no owls.
With a stone, yeah.
I know, you and Peggy, Monica, need the butterflies. I'll see if I can find any more, but there are absolutely no promises on that. Did you say the loop in the middle, Lisa? Like if you were to rivet them all together like that? Jeez. Like that? I'm gonna go grab my other little thing here quick. that I knew I absolutely needed for this, but didn't have for it. Hold on. Where is my... There it is. Is that how she wanted it?
I don't know. Lisa, is this what you had in mind?
That's right. Okay, cool. Okie dokie. So, I'm going to pull those off again. And then we have these that we need to throw up there. Okay, so this is the other one. So, oh man, whatever. I should have grabbed just a plain one. So these are like a frosted acrylic piece. Okay, it's a rose. But this is what it looks like with just a little bit of that blue color shift on it, that blue-violet color shift. And then, because it's typically like a frosty clear, if you add hematite to the back of it, so I did hematite on the back, then it makes your colors pop even more. So the iridescence and the antique line work wonderful with acrylic like this. It's so spectacular, and it just brings out all of the rose details is the word that I'm looking for. So this is without paint on the back, and then with paint on the back, just to give you guys some ideas. And then this is the blue color shift on both of these. One is with paint on the back, and one is without paint on the back. Yes, the color shifts are my favorite. So I did want to kind of show you guys that to give you another idea of what to do with your acrylic pieces, or if you wanted to get some bulk acrylic pieces, then the color shifts and the metallics, anything, they just make the whole thing stand out so beautifully. All right, let's pop up this cart number for this filigree pack here. So 14 pieces for $20. These are super cool. I know I've done a couple things with these. Where did you get those roses? A miscellaneous bag that I found at the bottom of a bin with no label. Of course, because why not? But I'll see if I can find them, because they are stunning. They are absolutely stunning. And I'll see if I can find the butterflies somewhere too, like where they're manufactured. The blue-violet color shift in the antique line is the color that I used. I'm telling you guys, this is my favorite color. I've been using it nearly every line, or live. Who votes that Corian not use items that we can't purchase? Oh, shush it. Shush it. I'm giving you the main items, and then giving you some inspiration for other things. But I know they're too stinking cute. I'll see if I can find any for you guys, because they're so pretty. Alright, this filigree is natural brass. It's gorgeous on the front. This is the back, which you could fill the backside with resin too. How cool. How cool. Beautiful, beautiful. And then kind of what I was trying to do here was make it kind of this see-through, but like not super transparent, but transparent enough to see the swirls behind. So here, there we go. With light behind it, you can see the swirls way more. So like if it's dangling by your ear, and then when it's covered, like over your hair or something, they kind of get hidden, which is super pretty. I love it. Could you imagine making so I actually had this idea when I did these. I want to make one of those sun mobile things that spin around in the sun outside, or even inside. And could you imagine like this spinning around and showing the swirls, and the swirls disappearing and the swirls coming back, and because that's the backside. How crazy is that? That's so cool. I love it. Okay. Yes, we need to source some butterfly beads, Jane. We need to, because I am obsessed. They're so stinking cute. All right. To demo part on how to achieve these. You're going to need some resin and some resin tape. So this is the resin tape that I use. Don't remember the brand, but I know I have posted it before. That was a loud truck. Ugh. Grab some scissors. Yes, stained glass look. That's a good way of putting it. I don't need that big because I'm not doing 6 at a time now. I usually do, if I'm going to do more than one, then I usually do them all at once. So resin tape is really great because it helps fill in the lines without it spilling out the back. We'll use this one. I'm going to press that down. So one side of the resin tape is sticky, and then the other side is not sticky. I love the ladybugs too. No, Tracy, you are absolutely right. That's what I was saying. It would be so pretty if we were to do like one of those sun mobiles where it goes from one way to the next way, like circly, circly, circly. But with, there we go. So you could see the swirls like that, and then I was trying to get the right lighting for it, and then like that. How adorable would that be? Oh, we'll do the sourcing for you guys. Just let me know, or let me and Jean know what you guys like. We'll take care of the sourcing. That way you don't have to. We will find whatever it is you're looking for. Like we had several people request fish, and that fish pack sold out almost immediately. Like it was such a good, sort I'm looking for, idea from you gals. So let me know what you want, and we'll source some stuff for you. Alright. Now we'll do a silicone mat, because you need to mix some resin. Scoot that over just a little bit there. Okay. Make sure my UV light's on over there. I have my spatula. Okay. Grab some resin. Put it on your silicone mat. Shake up your blue violet color shift antique paint. Going to forage for food, but I'm taking you with me. How funny. Butterfly and the roses. Okay, we'll do our best. The tiny butterflies. Okay. I'm just adding like 2 drops for now. You can always add more, but I'm adding 2 drops to my resin. I love the butterflies and the teardrop rose beads. Okay. Well, I think everybody wants those stinking butterflies. They're so cute. I know some of you ladies did get some in that one kit that I did. I did a kit with these butterflies, but there weren't many because I didn't have enough of like one of the items. So then I had 6 butterflies left and I used them all. Sorry. Flora and, how do you say that, Tracy? Fauna? Feel free to laugh at me if I said that wrong. We're gonna mix, and mix some more. Mix it up so the pigment of the blue violet color shift antique paint is mixed in super, super well to that resin. That's looking pretty good. Beautiful. I'm going to pour it over top of my piece here. And scrape this down. Ooh, I got a little bit on my tape. That's okay. I'm just gonna kind of scoot that over a little bit. And I'm going to spread it throughout my piece here. So it fills up all the crevices. I'm going to go to not the very edge, but the edge of the inner circle. Gorgeous. Fauna. Okay. Ooh, cool. KNK. That's a good idea. Fawn like a baby deer. Ooh, cute. Oh, thanks, Vintage. Maybe that's Wendy. Super cute. These are natural babies. Natural. Oh, natural. I'm so fortunate to have such, like, thick nails. I actually broke one this morning when I was letting out my dogs. It was this one. That's why that one's a little bit shorter. I'm going to move this into... Oh, I missed a little spot. Move this into my UV light. A little tip. So, UV, or this resin, the paint, if you do thicker paint, the resin is going to take much longer to cure. Thanks. Getting compliments, like, as in referencing Grandma Gretchen, are my favorite. Are my absolute favorite. You have no idea. No idea. So here we are. We are curing in our UV light lamp right now. Do a little ASMR. Have you ever seen those videos where they're like just tapping like different things? Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Ian loves that I have long nails because he likes it when I like scratch his head and scratch his back and things. Okay, we're gonna take that out. Seems to be okay enough for now. Looks like I did have a little spillover, but that's okay because I usually just clip the spillover off with my cutters. I'm just peeling this off slowly. Okay, I don't want to get resin all over me. I do need to cure this bottom side though before I bring it onto screen, so I'm going to pop that back into the UV light and set it on my lap for a minute. The other K is Kent. My old page got hacked. Oh, that stinks. We hate it when our pages get hacked. That's annoying. So, Carla Kent. Nice, nice, nice. Welcome, welcome. We are just waiting for our piece to cure, doing my little... How crazy. Oh, like the blur was making my fingers look really weird there for a second. Okay, time to take this puppy out. And then I'll show you what I mean when I tell you about cutting off that other portion. Okay, well, my other cutters aren't here, so I'm gonna use these cutters for now. So there's this here, this little clear, hold on, what's it? There we go. You can see that I have just a little bit of resin there on the edge. I usually just clip that off and then kind of like file it, because big deal if it spills just a little bit. Sometimes you can even just peel it away from the edge So don't worry if it spills over just a little bit. So why it's important to, which I probably didn't do, was like press down on the resin tape on like all corners. Grab my file here. And then you can file that resin off too. Oh. Got like a little chunk there. I'm gonna grab this other little resin. No more fish. If I have a couple extra pieces, Cynthia, I will invoice you, but I don't think I'll have enough to fill a full pack. But you'll be the first to know in the case that I can. Typically, we find out more about that on Monday when we're packing and shipping those orders. So there's that so far. So I think in my other one, I definitely added more of my blue shift or blue violet color shift paint. So this is with 2 drops. I probably used 3 or 4 drops in the other ones. So still very pretty. Then I took some iridescent blue. And then I used a bristle brush for this. Clean this one off. Okay, Cynthia. Yeah, I'll see what I can do for you there. Okay. Bristle brush to spread the iridescent blue, which gives it that very shiny look. You guys can tell that I literally shake my paints anytime I open them. It doesn't matter if I just shook them. If I put the cap back on, it's going to get shaken before I take the cap back off. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Probably wait for that to dry, but on the opposite side, I come in and I add more resin to the back to fill the rest of those crevices. You can just use a silicone brush to push that resin around. So, very particular about the brushes that I use. Oh, well, I'm glad that you got your phone. We hate internet problems. I know you guys know that here, because sometimes we have them. More frequently than not, but today's been looking pretty good so far. So, thankful. Thankful, thankful. Okay. Now that I have a silicone brush, I'm just gonna take this resin to the edges. And then it helps if you kind of... Why do I keep finding little resin spots everywhere? Like that. Okay. And it helps if you look at it from an angle with a light so you can see where your resin's pooling, where you need to drag it, if it's missing in a spot. I'm very OCD when it comes to kind of making it perfect. Unfortunately. My UV light back over here. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get resin on my hands. Do you remember this? The blank. Nice. I need to push it off with my pusher. Okay. Oh, it's pouring rain. You know what, though? I love watching lives and like things like that when it's raining though, because it's such a good like background noise. We are curing again. Yes, we are going to try and source some. Oh yeah, so the paint shaker we sent Ainsley and Jean broke in transit. We're like, what the heck? Now both of us will have 2 new ones. Just our luck. Yes, okay, Debbie, the small butterflies are not available. I only had 6 pieces left, and so I used all 6 of them, unfortunately, but we are going to source some for you guys. Some cute little butterfly beads and some pretty like acrylic rose stuff. This is one of the ones that we showed a little bit earlier since you're just joining now. How pretty is that? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, I didn't add any paint to the clear resin, so it does cure a lot quicker. Beautiful, beautiful. And then in the case that you want to add a little bit more resin there, I would do it with the bristle brush this time. So I do say don't use a bristle brush for resin, but in the case that you need just a super thin coat, we use the bristle brush. Bristle brush. So I just add a tiny bit of resin to my mat, because this just helps with that kind of sealer look, like that beautiful. I might need a little bit more. So we like those sleek, wet looks. Just take a little bit and I put it over top. Thinner resin cures faster. And this doesn't have paint in the resin. Where did you go?
Oh, I forgot an international package to send.
Oh. I was like, you were gone for a minute there.
We need to do a giveaway too, probably.
Not yet, huh? After this one. This is the second one, so we'll do one after this one.
Maybe we'll do 2.
Yeah.
2 in a row then, since I was derelict in my duties.
That's okay. That's okay. Not that we'd be fine without you, but we were fine for the last 5 minutes.
Okay.
The butterflies are plastic and they are copper plated.
Oh, you get the old tool out, huh?
Yep. I'm just cleaning some of it though. I'm going to
plastic copper plated, what do you mean?
These beads, the butterfly beads.
Yes.
They're plastic beads, but they're plated plastic beads.
Really?
Yes.
I wonder how they do that.
They plate lots of different things.
Dip
Probably.
it and it stays?
Because the inside's like that too. Doug, you're fired.
Oh man, right before the 4th of July,
I was giving them some ASMR with some nail tapping when we're curing our resin.
Peggy.
I love that it takes so long to freaking cure. Do you think I'd go blind if I looked in there for a long time? No thanks. No thanks. That should be pretty good. Ooh, that one turned out even better, I think. It wasn't my first time doing it this time.
So it's nice to see the whole metal definition there.
Yeah. So this is what we came out with.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Just to kind of give you that look that you were looking for on the back. Because some of the ladies liked that.
They're both good.
Yeah. So then that's just with 2 drops of paint instead of like 3 or 4 drops. And then still with that iridescent blue wipe, and then add another top coat of the resin over top.
Yeah, what's not to love?
Oh, maybe, yeah. Cool. So we have that, and then the resin here is not super thick. Looking for all my dang tools. Okay. This probably would still need a cure for a little bit, but I'm not waiting for it, so I might get some fingerprints on me, but I do.
A squishy hole.
Yeah, I punch. Hold on, I need to see where this is going. Yep, that's fine. So I punch right in this top section there, which thankfully it doesn't break the resin. So there we go. Top hole, and then I do one down here at the bottom if you want it like that. Otherwise, this would be just a cute normal earring.
And a delicate pendant.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
With a delicate chain. That would look really cool.
So with this piece specifically, you can punch after resining. On the thicker resin, it's a little bit harder because the resin does tend to like break when you do that. Beautiful. So that's that technique. And then I think Uncle Doug said he is ready for another giveaway. A good trivia question.
You do two.
Two at the same time?
No, two in a row.
Okay. We'll do probably this one first. So I'm going to pull these off, and then we're going to do a kit giveaway now. Ooh, could you imagine, like, the opposite way? That would be cute. Okay. Just left Iowa Falls. Ian texted me. He's such a sweetheart when it comes to making sure I know where
Here we go.
He's at. Make sure I can see the comment. This has two of those Wandering Pathway pendants, two of the orange beads, two F20s, two ER000. No, those are, yeah, ER003, I think. So this is an earring kit. Which South American country produces the world's most emeralds by an incredibly large margin? Rosie Sawyer. Colombia.
Who knows these things? I'm so impressed. All these ladies know these answers.
So fun. So Rosie Sawyer won the earring kit giveaway. How exciting. Winner, winner. Winner, winner, winner. So fun. I love these little trivia questions.
Let's see if we can get harder.
Oh, yeah, because we have one more
this
giveaway.
This one to me seems harder. But, you know, that's just me.
Okay, so I'm putting up the next giveaway now. I'm going to disappear.
Ooh,
did you see
that's
that?
impressive.
It pulled off the
Zoomed
screen.
right off.
Oh, goodness. This is another earring kit. These have F103s, some HP 0001s, some pretty beads.
See, Rosie says she's got a Columbia emerald. So that's, yeah.
Sure.
You would know.
And then it's got some ER010.
Here's one you have to pop up. There's, whoops.
This one, right?
Off the... Yes.
If you had a lot of hair things, jewelry, and other random odds and ends in your bedroom in the 90s, what colorful plastic storage container might you have wanted to help you get organized and popular?
This is the answer here. See that? But no, don't read it. But I know. Let's see if anybody gets it.
I would have never guessed.
Who knows that?
My reaction. Looks like a lot of ladies knew it. When I read it,
Like, say, I've heard of the expression, the whole kit and caboodle, but I never knew a caboodle was a little box to store things.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, man, I'm impressed every time we meet. At the knowledge.
It was Kimmy, right?
Yeah, Kimmy.
I'm gonna pop up her comment there.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Caboodle. What the heck?
Who knows this stuff? I don't.
I thought it was just like a funny term or something, but
oops,
that's hilarious.
The last one was Rosie.
Yes. Yeah, right. Rosie's name on that one, and then we're gonna do Kimmy on this one. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh,
are the questions not hard enough? Is that what it is?
So, my dad makes fun of me because of the way I say something, and I'm gonna say it how I would normally say it, and then you guys are gonna know immediately. But I call it Tupperware. Tupperware, not Tupperware.
Is that fat storage containers?
Yeah.
Tupperware.
Tupperware. So I call it Tupperware, and my dad gets on me about it every single time. Oh, and then like mosaic, I used to say mosaic. Yeah, there's just so many funny ones.
These don't surprise me though.
Let me know if you guys have any like things that you say differently, or would just like Tupperware.
Like mixed up lyrics from songs and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I like Tupperware better. Yeah, see? Right?
Tupperware. It holds more.
Tupperware.
Tupperware, it holds more.
I always.
New tagline for the product, too.
I didn't know any of these answers. Debbie, don't worry, because I have the answer sheet right in front of me. I would have never guessed some of these, for sure. Okay, so we did 2 giveaways. That was exciting.
Yosemite was always Yosemite.
Goodness. Yeah. All right, we're going to do this necklace next. I know this is a big fun one. I am going to pop up the crystal pack while we are here with... Ooh, that looks good.
Tsunami. I wonder how's that pronounced. Tsutsumi.
My favorite word is tsunami.
Tsutsami. How do you say it?
How does he say it?
Tsunami? Tsunami?
When, hopefully Ian's not watching, but if Ian says literally fast, he goes literally. And I'm like, do you realize how you're saying? He goes literally, and I'm like, no, you just said it literally.
Literally. Oh my
he gets so angry when I point it out, but I have to point it out every time. Okay, so we're pulling out the crystal pack right now so you guys can view this. And then I'll pop up the crystal pack on the screen in case you didn't see it on the site yet.
Tussamy.
Tussamy?
The tsunami.
Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. So we have these 2 virtual light rivolis, 12 millimeters. All of our rivolis today are going to be 12 millimeters. This is like that blue-violet color shift. So I absolutely adore this color. And then we have light sapphire, which I know Cindy was requesting. And this is probably one of my favorite blues that Swarovski has to offer. This is the color that I used in the leaf and earring, or the leaf necklace and leaf earrings. Jeez. This is that off-white, that very warm toned crystal. And then we have this teal one. Very beautiful. I just love all the facets that the rivolis have. And then we have these really cool glass, also matching like that light sapphire color. And I'll zoom in on these in a second, but just so you get an overview of what you're going to be getting. And then these flat backs, you get 8 flat backs. I adore these flat backs. They're gorgeous. They're wonderful for just gluing in places that you need to have covered up. And I'm going to slide this over in a moment. Don't get on me yet. Perfect, almost. Just shift that over a little bit. Cool. And then here is that. This is a aqua pendant that I have included because I did throw it on this necklace. So I think I only have 16 of these available. Hopefully I put that quantity in the shop because I don't know if I ended up doing that actually. I'm just gonna double check here. So, and then this is the flat back here.
Charcuterie board. Read that one.
I can't say that
charcuterie.
One. I'm so bad at that. Jeez, will it focus? There we go. This is that light sapphire. Pretty flat back.
And maybe Jean can answer that question for Peggy. Will you ever stock the chatons and rivolias again?
There's only 6 crystal packs left, which that went really quick because I think I had 16. So you guys need to grab this before it's gone because I only have 16 of these in particular. So grab it while you can.
Horse do ever. Horse do ever.
Horse do ever?
I like that one.
I love that you guys are just as fun as I am. I cannot check out on Messenger. Maybe Jean or Wendy might be able to comment back to you on that. If you can't check out in Messenger, just go to vintageliveshop.com down there at the bottom of the screen, and then you can check out from there too. I'm sorry you're having difficulties in the Messenger app. Alright, so that's the crystal pack. I used a flat back there, and I used that pendant there. And then I have these rivolis and the 2 bracelets that I'll be demoing after this. So I wanted to make sure I got the crystal pack up there for you guys.
Hand that plate over.
Yeah, you need
Show that plate.
You need some snacks.
Show that plate, I do.
Ooh, I bumped my thing. Here.
Show that.
I'll do it up here.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to serve. You see your hand just come in? That was funny. I'm gonna do a chunk of cheese too. Like you didn't see your face, it was just your hand reaching over and grabbing. Oh my goodness. Okay, there's only 5 left now. So if you can't check out on Messenger app, you might just want to go to the website quick and grab them. I think everything is Swarovski except for this. I don't know if this is for sure or not. This was in a misc bag yet again. That's where I usually find my best things, are in my misc bags. So everything, I just don't know about this one in particular. Nice. Nice, nice. Are you talking about the cheese, grape, strawberry platter that Uncle Doug made?
Well, there's all this talk about hors d'oeuvres. Lisa was talking about hors d'oeuvres, and I thought, man, we got some right over here.
Okay. Peggy. Hors d'oeuvres. Okay. So, I've already offered this F103 pack, but I just can't stop using it. It is such a great, versatile piece. No, seriously. This is such a great piece. And usually I use it for wrapping, but today, well, I did use it for wrapping in one of the bracelets, but I used it as like a backing piece to this floral blank, which is super nice. So F103, 5 pieces for $20 is cart 107. And remember, I have been continuing to just add photos to the product listings. So this necklace, the bracelet, everything that I've used this in past designs, all those designs are available to view in the product listing. So it gives you some inspiration when you're, shopping through the site and things and you're like, what can I make with this? Well, I'm going to give you 10 different ways of using it right away. So, love that. I'm sure. You mind refreshing that real quick?
Yeah.
Just so I can see. There's only 2 crystal packs left now, so if you're having issues checking out on the Messenger app, go to the live shop and order it from there. I'm actually going to take one of these away so we have some room. Next, I'm popping up the blank pack. You get 18 pieces for $20. Why is that not? Okay, I was like, it should be popping up. These are both natural brass pieces. Isn't it crazy that we took this and put some paint and resin on it and made it that? What? So cute.
Just asking. Oh, there we go.
Did you find the blue violet one?
I just did this from the vintage spot.
Yeah, okay. Jewelry by Corian is putting the link in
for the color shift.
Your comment for the color shift one in particular. 9 milliliter. Milliliter.
Yep.
Freaking millimeter. All of the work we do here is in millimeters. You know what, Cindy? Me too. I couldn't say it.
Swarovski.
I think I would say Swarovski or something like that. And then I had to practice and practice and practice.
You just swore off. You swore it off.
Yeah.
Swarovski, right?
Okay, cool. Vintage just directly linked it, so you can click on that link and it'll take you over there too. Good. Perfect. No problemo. Okay, we are going to need a rivet. You guys probably have these rivets already. We gotta dish it out though. Rivet. And I need my bench block. What?
The question is, will any giveaways be including YouTube? Well, if you go onto YouTube and say, hey, I love it, or if you want to participate in YouTube, we actually are monitoring the YouTube live. So if you want
I can see comments from YouTube on here. So they show up in red.
Put your comments in the YouTube live video and let's see what pops up.
Yeah.
Because we've got it rolling, but pretty much Jean, I, and Sherry Dedore are the only ones who've commented on there.
Yeah. I was going to say, because I saw your comment and it showed up in red.
You did? Mine did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll be able to view those and tell who actually was first, whether it was from Facebook or from
So there's a way to include you, and maybe we can do that in some of the trivias or something.
Yeah. So this flower cutout also comes in a smaller size. I don't have that listed on the warehouse shop, but if you are interested in smaller versions, I think it's EM0010. Don't quote me on that. No. That one's the fairy mythical wing, I think. EM00. It's not that one. That one's the big one. There we go. Smaller one is EM0061. So if you want a smaller version, you can go to the retail site and buy that. I'm going to make a hole punch here in the center of my F103. Since it is dapped, I am punching backside to front side. Punch.
20 years ago.
No problem.
Lisa.
There we go. Pretty. So we got our hole in the center there. I am going to grab my bead awl because I am going to have to extend that hole just a little bit so I can fit my rivet through there. Swarovski, yes. I think Lisa is actually the one that taught me that, and then that's how I practice saying it. I just emphasize off.
Swore off.
Yeah.
It's probably Swarov. Swarovski.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not very great at that. Okay. We are going to paint this first before we end up riveting these together. And this one uses quite a few different paints. I'm actually going to pull that up, grab another one of my silicone mats here.
Flower blank pack is slow.
Oh, man, already? I don't think I have any more overstock of this one. But if I find some more on Monday, I'll relist it. Otherwise, I'll go in and I'll add like the smaller version Monday too. Something like that. Okay. I need this color, and this color, and this color, and not the other color. Okay. So I'm using 3 different colors for this. I need a brush here. This one will do. And a towel. So no more blank pack, so I might as well just take that down for now so you guys can see me. What is that chain?
What number?
CH20. CH20 chain. Natural brass. And I did 2 on each side because I like the double chain look, so I've been doing that a little bit more recent. You better get back, Carla.
If I were logged in as Vintage, I could do the URL ones.
Wendy's doing that, I thought.
Or Jean or someone.
Yeah. Okay. So, we're going to take some of this and just dab on. This is our metallic aqua in the antique line. Just on the tips.
Just in case no one does.
And then we're going to come in with our pale blue. Pale blue. Okay, Lisa. I'll see what I can do. If anything, it just might not come with that blue pendant because I only have 16 of those. But I don't know. Maybe I'll sacrifice the one that's on my necklace for you. On my finished necklace. And then you're going to end off with this bright blue. As in wholesale? Yes, it's on wholesale.
We might have it in spools. Anyway, here, let's see if we have a CH20S.
It should be in the same listing.
I thought we used to have it.
Yeah.
I thought we used to have that.
We don't have that one as a spool. But you can buy it wholesale. No, we don't sell spools on retail. We only sell spools on wholesale. So it would be wholesale CH20S. Yeah.
Did you get that, Peggy?
And then I'm adding that bright blue there, kind of in the center. And then I take my brush and I pull from center to edge. Center to edge. All the way around. To kind of ombre in a way. That pale blue is very, very pretty. So at the end of this, I might add a little bit more of that bright blue because that is the darker. Because it seems like the bright blue isn't showing up as much. because that pale blue is very overpowering. Let me grab a pen for my bubbles, for my bubbles. That is something that I've, like, speaking of, like, the crystal pack and stuff, though, that is something that I've done before. I've taken apart my finished version just so I could make one more for whomever wants it. So, I don't normally have an issue with that.
Looking for a reminder to know if if the stash daisy flowers are available. Were they flowers that you put in this lap past stash?
Lisa, are they the ones that are painted or not painted? Or printed on versus not printed on? Just the normal ones? Because I do have some of those left. I don't think I have, like, a huge quantity by any means, but I know I do have some of those left. I'm going to bring out that bright blue again. Well, maybe I'll add some CH20 to the warehouse site then. In a spool version.
To the retail site? Is that what you mean?
No, warehouse.
Oh. Is someone saying we don't have it on there?
Peggy doesn't have a wholesale license, so she can't purchase on our wholesale website.
I said, so you meant you're going to add it to the retail, not to the wholesale site?
No, to the warehouse sale.
Oh, warehouse
site. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just for a limited time. But that probably won't happen until Monday.
And it may be a different length than we would offer in.
Right. It wouldn't be a shorter.
It'd be a shorter length.
It'd be more like a 20-foot.
Yep.
Because our normal spools are 50-foot spools on our wholesale site. Pretty.
Well, she's still...
No, okay. CH20 is not soldered. You are able to open and close those links. So here you can see I have the direct connection from chain straight to filigree. It's really great chain. And it looks wonderful when it's doubled up like the way that I have it. Okay. That's looking pretty swell. That will have to dry. I don't have, like, a heat gun or anything, so...
We have more than one people asking for it to be added to the warehouse site.
Okay.
So we'll just make a note.
Yeah. I don't think I have any plated versions either. It's just natural brass and solid brass for CH20. Okay. Sounds good. We'll do that probably Monday or for next warehouse sale. Maybe we'll just leave it for the next warehouse sale. So that way everybody gets a chance at it. Yeah. Next week.
Is this your new dryer method?
Yeah. I'm going to fan it.
For anybody who can't afford a little craft hair dryer.
Like me.
Use your hand.
Yep. So this is an up close.
That's so pretty how it blends in.
Yeah.
Flows right in.
Love it.
Yeah.
Super pretty, but that will need to dry.
Yeah, Peggy. Are you saying that there's a lot of hot air over here? What's your point, Peggy?
You gotta blow on it, she said.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
It's all my hot air.
I think cold air would work too.
Hot air would work better.
Probably. That's what I took. I don't have, like, one of those heat gun things, so I just took my nails next to my little space heater thing.
Sweet Williams in the forest are that blue color. Perfect work. What does that look like? Do you mind looking Sweet Williams up? Like a Sweet William... Is it a flower? Sweet Williams in the forest.
Yeah, I'm curious because I really like this color combination. Okay, well, that obviously needs to dry, and that might take a little bit, so...
Oh, okay, this is a flower. Sweet Williams, a flower.
Okay.
So there it is. Oh yeah, look at it.
It's like purple.
Yeah,
like
that's
more
a little
purpley.
bit more lavender.
Yeah.
A little bit more lavender. But yeah, the look of it, the faded look.
I know
really looks like
some do turn a little bit more blue though, if they're in the forest because they get less sun. I think the sun turns them purple, but like.
But I think the fading, fading on the leaves, that really is accurate about what's happening.
All right, so while that's drying, we're going to move on.
Poor Dougie.
Me too, Cindy. Me too. I think they're so cute. All right, so we're gonna wait for that to dry, and we're gonna move on to one of our bracelets here. So I'm not gonna make you guys stay through dry time. Look at how beautiful those look together. Ooh, so cute, so cute, so cute. Let's get a frame pack up. Filigree frame pack, 8 pieces for $20. These are really, really pretty. There we go. There we go. There we go. Look at how beautiful those are. Oh, in Missouri they're blue. That would make sense. They're very purple here because I do know like what that flower looks like. So we're gonna use this for our bracelet. And I know you ladies have F20s. In case you don't, I'm going to pop up that pack next. These are how we wrap our rivolis in there. So these are our square rivoli holders, our filigree pack. So 12 pieces for $24 on these. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we're going to come back to that. So I'm going to pull this off in the meantime while our other piece is drying so we can focus on what we have here. Give you a close-up of the bracelet. And we're going to make this beautiful thing.
Nancy painting halfway up, I told you.
Oh, I was more looking at the cow painting than anything.
No, that's her quilt.
Oh, funny. She's like, now you have to finish it.
Oh my gosh. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's way up there.
That's what it looks like on the wrist. This is also using that CH20 chain. Stunning piece. I have my caliper on me, Marianne. So let's take a peek.
What size bead could you get inside of that frame? What's the inside? Yeah.
That's fine.
Inside dimension?
That's what I'm doing. Rattle my caliper. My caliper. I love those things.
Use the other end.
I hate that end.
It's the right way. There you go. It's easier.
4 point... Oh, that's inches. Who was measuring in inches?
Shh.
Were you?
Yes. I needed it for wire thickness. In thousandths.
I don't want a fraction either. Okay, it's 11.5
half inch
millimeters. Yeah. And then 15.3. So 11.5 this way, 15.3 this way. If that helps answer your question, Marianne. All right, let's grab a rivoli. I'm going to do a different color this time. Should I use one that's in the crystal pack? Yeah, I'm going to do that virtual light one that's in the crystal pack. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's Joy. I need to go up a one. Here we go. I'm going to try this color next. Oh, sure, Carla. Okay, grab your chain nose. We're going to make this a connector, so we're only bending 2 of our sides. Doink. Doink. You like my little sound effects?
Doink.
Doink. Doink. Like this. And then we are going to slide our rivoli in there. Like that. This is such a stunning color. Seriously, like, this would also be gorgeous with, this color would also be gorgeous with those leaf earrings and leaf necklace that I made 2 weeks ago. What was that, cart 109? Yes, ma'am. I'll pop that up one more time, since I know a lot of you ladies already have those other filigree. So there we go. Cart 109 for the filigree frame pack, 8 pieces for $20. I'm going to fold over each of my, or both, not each because there's only 2, both of my corners over top of my rivoli to secure. Beautiful. Make it a little tighter there. Usually I like to close that gap, so I'll bring the back end closer to the front. Perfect. Oh, that's stunning. I can't get over this dang color. All right. Then we're going to come in, and I actually bent these down. So you could do it just like this. This is a much easier way to do it. You can just set it on top and then jump ring it on either side. I'm actually going to try that before I do the other ones. Grab a couple JR10s or JRV10s, one or the other, whether you want solid brass or natural brass. Some of those in there are not JR10s. I was like, what the heck is that big jump ring doing in there? Okay. I can pick up the tiny jump ring.
I let Marion know that we combined the orders, the card orders. So you're going to combine, the question is about this one right here.
So, Marianne, you can check out however many times you need to. So, check out 10 times. On Monday, I merge all of your orders together, so it's into one order, and everything is free shipping. So, you're not getting charged for shipping every time or anything like that, if that makes sense. Yes, CH20. Thank you, Peggy. Just curious if this will work here. Just in case someone needs an easier way of doing this. Oh, I closed it in the wrong hole. So just in that center hole, just going to pinch these together. Yeah, that'll work. Grabbing my other JR10, because it's natural brass. String it. There we go. Oh, I hate it when my thing does that. It's just a little bit harder to see. Here we go. So you can do it with just the JR10s in the center there, but it kind of moves around a little bit and it doesn't stay super center. You could probably swing it through the very top, actually, to hold it a little better. Sorry, I'm just testing some things out while I'm on the live with you. But what other better time is there to do it? There's not. Oh my goodness, there we go. So if I can get the dang thing, I'm curious if I can do it through the very top and use it as a connector piece. If it wants to rotate. There we go. Yeah, so you could do it through the top instead, which will extend it just a little bit or just enough to make sure that it doesn't move around. It's that, I think Mackie called it like tension wrapping, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Oh, you might need a little bit of a bigger jump ring. So maybe try the JR20s if you want to do it this way. Because I think the JR10s are just a little bit too small to do it that way. I know I'm off screen, but I promise you it's nothing important. Okay, so if you were to do it the tension wrapping way, you'll want to do the probably JR20s, okay? And then I'm going to take these off so I can show you how I did it with the JR10s. So I folded both of these down, both of those sides down. Set it in like that. And then on the flip side, I folded it back over. I don't want to pull it too much because I kind of want it to stay more center. Because your rivoli is not going to go through the hole like that. So I'm going to give you a closer look. The top here of the F20 goes here on the back side. You can see it from the front there, how it's kind of cupping that. The F20 is not going to go through with the rivoli. And then you take your JR10s. Where are my JR10s? There they are.
You need to highlight that your way again if you get a break moment.
Yep. Let's open up this jump ring. It's JR10. Which, the way that I did it, it's not hard. I just trying to look out for all of my beginners out there too. I think I went through this hole. This one might be a little more difficult though. Not gonna lie to you. You're gonna need probably a bead awl. I think I need to extend that out a little bit. You gotta love this. Oh, you clever lady, she said. At least that's how I did my first one, is I bent it under so it would keep it center. And then I did my jump rings. But I think I'm gonna have to do it this way. Like, just get it through that hole. Ooh. I might need to just push it up a little bit. To give me some traction. Well, anyway, might as well just move on. Because I know we have a trivia thing or whatever, and then we need to get back to the other one, but I'll show you here. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste yours either. So there we are, folded under. And then I did take those points and I kind of wrapped them back up. Try and move the jump ring there so you can see the point of the rivoli coming back around. And then jump ring. And same on the other side, the point of my F20 is coming back up, and then another jump ring. Just to give you a close-up view, because I know those are very, very helpful. Chain number, CH20. Or no, this one's CH001, my bad, on this bracelet. So this is more of a rounded. This is CH20 on the necklace here, and then this is CH001. That's just like the slightest difference. CH001 is just a tiny bit more rounded and a little smaller links than the other. We don't have it on retail.
No?
No. It is on warehouse, though.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. If you just type in CH001, it's not up with the rest of them. It's a chain pack. $6 foot. Mm-hmm.
Which one is
that
this one here?
Yep. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, are we ready for a... What did you want to do?
Let's show the big giveaway, and then we'll go and do another trivia.
Okay. Before we get back into my other piece that we left off on. Okay. Don't forget about the giveaway at the end. All you have to do is love react to this video and you get this amazing gathering.
If you win.
Yeah. You gotta win, obviously, but make sure you love react to the video so you are able to get a chance to win this major DIY component giveaway. So fun. Super fun, and we do that at the end. So just stay tuned, and as long as you have made a purchase, then we will be able to ship it to you. If not, and if it remains unclaimed, then we will...
We'll have two next time.
We'll have two next time, yeah. Oh, good, I'm glad. All right, so we're doing... Oh, do you see how pretty would those be as earrings? That's just crazy that they were just kind of laying like that, and I looked down. I was like, I really like that. Cute. We're just coming up with all sorts of ideas. All right, we're doing a giveaway, so I'm going to take my face away. get over to the comment part. And giveaway time. Doop, doop, doop. So this is a pendant kit. It comes with this beautiful bird pendant and then some check glass, it looks like, some EP15s, and a jump ring. A couple jump rings, actually. What is the term used in jewelry making for the process in which metal alloys are gradually heated and cooled to bring them to a desired consistency, texture, and shape? Terry? Annealing?
She got it.
Doo-doo! Yep. Terry wins this one. So as long as you have purchased on the warehouse site, then we will send you this giveaway. Congratulations, Terry. By the way, let me know what art metal pieces you want that were unfortunately left out of your package. Please let me know so I can add those to your order too. My lovely. Beautiful, beautiful. Ooh, someone from South Carolina, Terry, joined in too.
Hey,
a different Terry.
She was over on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what she was saying.
Yeah.
So I'll leave that there, and then we're going to get back to this, because this is where we left off on. Okay, thank you, Terry. She's going to send some photos. Oh, it's okay if it's spelled wrong. There's a couple of those that we've run into, but we know you're typing fast on the computers or your phones.
What did I misspell Terry's name?
No, I think she said Terry spelled annealing wrong
okay.
or something.
Okay. Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, anneal. It's annealing.
Annealing. Where is my... Okay. This is another one that I really do recommend using a bristle brush with your resin. I'm back. So, you'll want to grab a bristle brush for this, because you want a nice thin coat, and then I'll show you. This one's a bad bristle brush. Probably because I used resin on it. Use a bristle brush you're not afraid of throwing away in the case you can't clean the resin off of it. Kathy said last week I knew more answers.
Well, it happens.
Yup. It gives other people a chance to win, Kathy.
And Monica.
And Monica, yeah. Monica seems to be like a great winner. All right. So, I'm going to avoid putting resin in this area. Right around the circle there. Hey, I'm a hippo. Because you want to be able to glue your crystal on there, and then we'll show you. We'll show you. So just a little bit of resin at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to pick some of that up with my bristle brush. Kind of paint it on. But kind of staying away from that center area. So just the petals. I should go like this. Like when I'm looking down so you guys can see my face and not just the top of my forehead. You can see my like concentrating face or something silly. I love silliness though. I'm just painting on the resin with our bristle brush on each of the petals. Staying away from that center hole because we are gluing a flat back there. Isn't it crazy how That's the word I'm looking for. How much the resin elevates this particular piece, but just in general, because it gives it that nice, bubbly, pretty, slick look. I've been liking resin more and more lately. And don't forget to look at it at an angle so you know you're getting all your petals. And then at the end, if your resin does kind of pull away from particular spots, after you glue your stone, then you can add some more resin around. The wheel for winning will come up at the end when we are ready to spin it. Okay. I'm going to scoop this. Here's my little pusher tool. There we go. It's a little better. Let me scoop my pusher up. I'm going to throw it into the UV lamp here. Remember, this floral piece is already sold out. I'll see if I can do more next week of the smaller size, because I don't think I'll have very many of the bigger one if I do, but we'll see. Marietta, it does. Do a little more ASMR with my nail tapping. Yes, Carla. Yes, you guys are super, super good at like finding the appropriate terms for what things look like. So I'm just throwing that in there. Shouldn't take too long because it was a more like thin coat. And I don't have a whole lot of Loctite left, so I'm not going to use it on this. We're going to need to get more Loctite.
We used to have bottles of it, lots of them.
Yeah, I think Kieran had like 2. I stole one of his and then dug into his second one.
Okay.
Yeah, so we need more Loctite. We need some vinegar too.
We used to get a lot of that.
While I'm thinking about
Make
it.
Make a list. Just go get some things.
Yeah.
Get some food while you're at it.
Should I get Log Cabin?
No. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. That's not the food I had in mind.
Like Taco Bell?
Like, no, like ho-hos and ding-dongs.
Oh, crackers, cheesy crackers.
Hostess fruit pies.
Oh, how funny. Ooh, there's a code for what?
They're just asking about something from the Idaho shop.
Oh, that's not the warehouse shop. That is the Idaho shop.
Idaho live shop. Yep.
Yep.
You want to go over there and see if you find the code.
Yeah, that's not on. I wouldn't know that. That would be a Wendy question.
It probably shows up somewhere on the site, but
probably. Yeah. Just not on our site, so I can't answer that for you, unfortunately. Okay, I'm gonna probably touch my flower. Okay, that seems pretty good for now. I'm gonna shovel that off, and then lift this up out of the way. Keep my resin on there in case I need a little bit more. It's only for tomorrow, so only Saturday?
Tomorrow's Friday.
So it's like a 4th of July sale thing. So probably not on the items that you had already ordered, but maybe for the items that are ordered Friday, tomorrow.
Yeah, and
that's crazy because I think today's Friday,
right?
And that's why I'm saying tomorrow's Saturday. Funny.
Yeah, it's only for tomorrow. That's the confirmation there.
Sure. All right, I'm going to use my little tweezers here.
And that's not all Vintage sites. It's going to be the Idaho live shop. Yep.
I think Vintage, we are doing
I think we have a 4th of July sale ongoing right now, though.
Yes, yeah. That is 40% off site-wide. Firework 40 at checkout is your code. Price reflected at checkout cannot combine with other offers. So Vintage retail site-wide, 40% off jewelry components. Use code Firework 40 at checkout.
And that's the main URL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just put that into here.
Perfect. Yeah, we should probably put like expiration dates on things like that. That's probably something I forget to do too.
Firework 40, right?
Yeah. Firework 40 is your discount code for the Vintage retail. That is 40% off site-wide. So, don't forget to check that out either. I just dropped my crystal on there. I would put Loctite on it. But I don't have enough, so I'm not going to. But it's got that really pretty enamel look. And then you can see that there's like a little bit of space. Where's my pointer? I'll just do it with my tweezers here. There's a little bit of space in here by the crystal where the resin kind of pulled closer up the petal. So what you're going to want to do is take that same, I use a really little brush when I'm doing it. Debbie already hit that sale. So I use this teeny tiny brush here, like so small, and I'll pick up my resin.
Dink.
Yeah, I'm not going to actually do it though because I don't have Loctite on this. So then I come in really close with my little brush, and I kind of like I want to show you like the motion that I do. So I come in. Let's pretend this is my crystal, this little resin drop. So then I come in with my resin like that. Like just a little tab, and then you go up to the crystal, so it doesn't go over the crystal, but it does go
underneath it.
Yeah. Yes. So just like that.
Looks like a little hand.
Firework 40.
Look at your pretty hand you made.
My little upside down. I've got 4 fingers.
Little thumb.
Now it's an octopus. So it is all caps, Firework 40.
Yeah, just go to vintage.com, and it's the main banner of the site right now.
Yeah.
Main banner.
One nice. Nice. So super pretty. I adore it. And then, well, before you glue it though, I just wanted to show you what I would do with the resin. You have to rivet it. So we're going to rivet that. You'll definitely need to rewash this because it's worth it. So that's how I would. I just wanted to show you, since we were on the resin part, like how to do the resin. And then now we're going to do the riveting. You would glue your stone after riveting. I'll bring my brush out of here. Okay. Hopefully that's all getting figured out there. I wish we could like post pictures in the comments, because then I would just take like a screen capture of the code and stuff like that. But yes, like Katy Perry's song. Okay. I'm going to pull this back over. And I'm going to take my bead awl back to my F103. That. Because I need to extend this just a little bit so my rivet can go through it. Every time I say rivet, I think I'm saying ribbit. Ribbit like a frog, but it's rivet. I just say it fast. I just say it super fast. Okay. We're going to put it up through here. Like that. This rivet is like just big enough to kind of float there. And then I'm going to stick it through the top of my F103. So it kind of pinches those two together. Like that. And you can probably paint like after the fact too, like after riveting. I think that's what I originally did, but I just got too excited about the paint. So then I flip it upside down, grab my 4-ounce hammer. I did not bend the flower petals up, but that is a phenomenal idea. Do that before you paint and before you resin. Otherwise, it'll crack your resin, but if you pre-bend your petals while they're just natural brass like that, which would probably be pretty dang cute. I'll just do like a little bend. With some chain nose pliers. It's a very soft, easy to maneuver. Like that. Ooh, that's a way better idea, Marietta. Are you kidding me? And then your stone would like fit perfectly in there. Hold on. I love all these great ideas from you. It's like the center of a flower that's opening up. I love that. That's a really good idea. And when you say I get a mental image of a frog, me too. I'm like, am I saying that? I did say rivet, not rivet. Okay. The way that the flower was finished gives
the coloring,
it... Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Because it did add that dimension to it.
Yeah. I'm going to give you guys a better view at this. There we go. Pinching down either side with my fingers. Don't smush your fingers. Tap away. I use my rounded edge first. I just feel that that's generally typically easier for me in the way that I do riveting. Sometimes if your rivet's too long, the top head will come off. That's happened to me a few times, but then you just hammer it a few more times and it's A-okay. I might just have to chop this one while we're ahead with my weird cutters that I think I left my other ones. Don't look over here, Uncle Doug, because I don't want you to be blinded if this goes anywhere where it's not supposed to. I'm pretty considerate when it comes to... Man, no wonder I love the vintage cutters, because these not vintage cutters suck.
Do you want me to get you some cutters?
Oh my goodness.
Where are they?
These are horrible. You guys see, like, I'm, like, grabbing it and... Oh. Okay, well...
Flush cutter some more?
I got it off. I have one in my office, I think. I don't want to open a new one, though. Get vintage cutters, because those other cutters were poopy. No thanks. That's just proven right there, right in front of everybody's eyes. Because usually I don't have a problem with getting my flush cutters to actually cut.
Show what you should have used.
Yeah. Get these ones instead. These little nippers are way better. Way, way, way better. These beauties. I'm pretty sure Uncle Doug's going to find a link for y'all. You know, Jean, she actually designed the color combinations and everything for her tools. If you couldn't guess, because they're her favorite colors. But they're adorable. And if you spend as much time as we do making jewelry, you want cute tools. You just need them. I bought the cutest bottles to put them on. Oh, good. Good, good, good. I usually, I didn't have the opportunity to go down to Tucson, but Jess, I think Wendy, Jean, and Mackie did, and then they brought up a long time ago, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, actually. They brought up some crystals for me to use because I did a majority of the photography for Vintage for a couple years. So I needed some stuff. Okay, this is why you want to do it. You want to rivet before painting. This is a good point because if you move around, it is going to like kind of do that. Give you a little bit of brass back. It's not even brass though. Okay. That's just stuff coming off my bench block. Never mind. It looks like the brass color though. So, it's not. I could probably, I don't want to like scrape it off. Let me try and do it with the paper towel here. Yeah, so rivet before you resin and paint. No. The Vintage resin, Debbie, is clear. It is, hold on. Let's see here. UV lights, cure time 2 to 4 minutes. Sunlight, 5 to 10 minutes. Cloudy, 20 to 40 minutes. And then it says odorless, fast curing, crystal clear, bubble free, and yellow resistant. And it is shrink resistant.
Yellow resistant, that's the key there. Because I know what she's asking.
Well, she just asked if it turns yellow.
Yeah, some resins do over time. You know, after a couple of years, they'll turn yellow. So this has a different formulation.
Yeah, no, these do not turn yellow over time. The brand is DIY Craft. You can find it on our retail or wholesale site. Sorry, I'm just catching up on some YouTube comments. Those are a little bit harder for me to see because they don't come up on my big desktop, but I'm really trying. I'm trying to make sure I pay attention to everybody. So anyway, if you paint and resin after the fact, then, you know, after you rivet, then stuff won't come up on your piece. But it actually looks kind of cool like that. So I might add just a few more, probably in that sienna brown. And I'll do like a few notches on each just to give it, why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. Just gonna try it. Because I can't help myself. Just put a little bit of sienna brown on my thing up there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bead awl. I'm going to dip my bead awl in there. And just make some light marks. Because I feel a brush or the silicone tip might be a little too wide for kind of what I'm trying to achieve here. But since I can't just wipe those off and I don't want to restart, I'm just going to add some lines in here with my bead awl. Just dip it probably in between each of your petals so you have enough on there to kind of give it some more brown look. Something like that. I'm going to take probably just a little bit off of that one. So yeah. That's not bad. Might do like a little brushy action or something, but I do like it just normally for now. Beautiful, beautiful. And then you would glue your stone there to cover up your rivet. Grab my tweezers. Like that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then simple connections. So I punched a hole here at the bottom. Just enough room to be able to fit one of my tiny jump rings through there, and then through my pendant, my crystal pendant. And then took CH20 to attach direct to the F103 filigree. Beautiful, beautiful. That's a nice close-up. I'm actually going to cough the other way so I don't get it on Uncle Doug. Alright. That was that. And I think we have one more to demo, and then we are donezo for today. Nope, this live wasn't any shorter than the rest, so that makes me feel good. I've been hitting that near 3-hour mark, which is crazy. Zavendana. It's so beautiful. I'm artist on everything.
Svendana. Is that how it says?
Well, you're gonna love this then, because this is our last one that we're demoing today. This is one of my favorites. This collection was just so beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. What are you doing? I need to see my comments.
I'm prepping.
Grunge. Grunge is my feel. Yes, you can rotate the flower. Well, even if you glue your thing. I think this one. Or maybe not. So if you glue your flat back, probably not. But if you don't do that and leave the rivet, then yes, you can spin it. It's going to be like a little fidget spinner as a necklace.
Yeah.
Or like hang it here and be like...
Pinwheel.
Doink, doink, doink.
Pinwheel appropriate for 4th of July, right?
Yeah.
Pinwheel parades.
Ooh. Okay. These would be, before I move on, these would be stunning earrings. Just the F103 and that blank with an ear wire. Attach an ear wire really quick. Ooh. Love it. Okie dokie. Let's get out our last options here. And last cart numbers. So once again, we are using F103. I'll pop that cart number up one more time. That is cart 107. So we've used this a couple times today. So F103. You guys will love this. And then the frame pack. This is our lily, our water lily frame pack. $22 for 8 pieces. Stunning. This is not available on retail or wholesale anymore. Not available. This is usually how I lay out my pieces, just in case I'm thinking about something else. Well, I think we're looking pretty good there. So our water lily frame. Get a closer look at that. Very, very, very detailed. Have some lily pads in there. It is the perfect size. Natural brass. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Cart 111 for the water lily frame. Aww. That's a good tip, though, to have, like, mini tools like that. So, crazy story, when I was at the wedding, my leaf came off my rivoli because I didn't, like, close my connection all the way, and I caught it, like, I just felt it fall, and I went like this, and I caught it. I'm like, thank goodness that I didn't just lose that, because I spent a lot of time painting it, and then I fixed it with my fingers. like, I used my nails to kind of, like, close the link again, but I fixed it right away. But to have a mini pair of pliers or something like that to keep on hand, or even in your car, no brainer. I always tend to keep, like, something sharp, whether it's, like, a pocket knife or scissors or something in my car, just in case I want to stop on the side of the road and cut some wildflowers. That's me. I love my flowers. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. So, the vintage dapping block is not ideal for this because there's not a small enough portion of it. So I'm using my other one. So if you have one that has like a small one like this, you're going to want the small one, because our other one doesn't have a small one. So you'll want probably a small one of these, or one that gives you the option for a super small piece. I'm going to lay my F103 on it. These would make beautiful earrings too. Absolutely just stunning. I'm going to lay my thing here right in the middle. I'm going to hammer it. This is where your rivoli is going to sit. And this little dap you're making, right in the center. Probably should use my dappening block. Or not, yeah. This one. My little rubber block. I'll move these up so you guys can see them. Okay. Okie dokie. Kind of going at a couple different angles here, just to ensure that I get that kind of in that spot. We'll see how this is looking. Maybe we'll do this teal color that's also in the crystal pack, just to see how it's laying. That's looking pretty good. Pretty good indeed, if I do say so myself. I'll put that up there, flop it back around. Do not hammer the center that you just dapped, but go around and kind of flatten out the very edges.
Watch your fingers.
Yeah, don't hit your fingers. I do happen to get my finger once in a while though, myself. Like that.
Oh, good fit.
Yep, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Frame. Fits perfect. Like that. You lay your frame over. Just so you guys get a good view of that. I'm going to push my rivoli over just a little bit.
Concealed weapon.
I don't usually have a problem with the filigree cracking, so here you can see that it's not connected from the center onto two sides, so usually this center piece just bends down. But be careful. Since I already did this one, I kind of knew that I was able to go into the hammer like that, but
yeah, if you can go in stages.
Yeah.
From a wider to a narrower dap.
Yes. Alright, I am going to clip off. Nope, I need to go get my other cutters. Hold on. I'm not going to open up that new pack, but I'm going to make sure I have those before I cut those. packs of that hoop blank pack left, so you're going to make sure that you pick those up before that's sold out as well. Just a heads up. Fish sold out. The flower 8-petal blank sold out. And then the crystal pack also sold out. So make sure you do that. I'm just going to clip this very end triangle like tip off. Dang, that was so much easier than those other stinking cutters. I don't want to get into, hold on, I don't want to overcut into my swirls. I'm going to side cut like that. Beautiful. I do that on the other side too. Yeah, crystal fish are sold out, and then that blank pack only has, that hoop blank pack only has 2 left. And then that flower blank pack sold out too. Okay. Just trying to make sure I got a good eye on all that. Oh, I don't want to necessarily bend it. Chop the tip first and then come in and clean it up. Because I don't want to cut into my swirl. So I'm being a little more particular on this cut. So that's why I'm going a little bit slower. Because I don't want to bend it, but I don't want to get into my swirl. But I want to get into that maybe if I stop holding it all together. And then other side. Okay, now my other cutters aren't working. These ones probably need to be, I'll have Kieran sharpen them on Monday. You're going to file the pieces that you cut if you have a sharp edge. The other side didn't come off with a sharp edge, but I run my finger across just to see if it does.
And if you bleed, it does?
Yeah. No.
That's good.
You avoid the bleeding part.
Corey's bleed check.
Gosh.
If it cuts me, it's sharp, I need to file it?
Yeah. I just run my fingers across it just to make sure that it's not sharp. That's looking pretty good. Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
Let me see the metal file and the snippers.
Are you going to file them?
Well, let me see if I can touch them up.
I don't even know how Kieran does it, but Kieran does a really good job.
Yeah.
Alright. There goes my rivoli. There goes my lily frame. Sandwiched on top. Right in the center. Pull up my swirl. Layer that over top of my lily. Going to do that on the other side. Pick up my swirl. And fold it over. Nice. Looking pretty good. Now on this part, so there's some crystal movement because my dap is a little too deep. Oh yes, back to jewelry making. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compress this back against my rivoli. So it kind of holds it up in the position that it won't be able to move around. So I like always kind of forming my metal to my crystal. Now it's not moving. So we close that gap in between the rivoli and the metal to avoid it from, well, I guess it shakes just a little bit, so I need to push it down a little bit more. That's why I test it. Grab my sunshine cloth so I don't ruin my rivoli. Thank you.
Might be sharper.
Okay. I like to use sunshine cloths because that's what we have on hand, but I don't want to break my rivoli or scratch it, so I'm going to use the cloth on the other side so I can pinch like this side of the cloth and then my filigree. So I can get that nice and close. That's much better. I'm going to get this side just a little bit. That's pretty good. Yes, Lisa, you got a good point there. So I'm actually going to pop up your comment. Yes, Debbie, I will do that here in a moment. So, Debbie, I'm going to talk to you specifically for a moment. So you're going to dap this area where your rivoli is going to be sitting. Let me move Lisa's comment now. Doink. Oh. I don't know why YouTube comments are just flooding. So, okay. You're going to dap this area and place your setting, or place your rivoli there. You're going to take your 2 triangle tips off, so these 2 pieces. So you're left with just the swirl. If you want it identical, otherwise you can keep that triangle tip. It's not like a big deal. After your rivoli is set in there, you're going to place your water lily frame over top, and then you're going to fold each swirl side over top of the lily on both sides, like this. And then on the back, when this is dapped and it's not touching the back of the crystal, take your sunshine cloth, put it on this side, and use your pliers to pinch this middle section down close to your rivoli so it doesn't move around. And then that should be where we're at right now. So hopefully that helps with your question, because all I'm seeing are Debbie questions now.
Well, that's all the YouTube stuff comes right now.
Yeah, I think it just like comes in at just some odd things. Oh, Cindy. I'll pop up Cindy's comment. I wish I could just, I don't know if, I think I'm running out of like comment space on here. I'll just probably need you to read them in the case that, because it's not, because not even, Cindy's comment didn't even pop up. Oh, here it is, way up there. Yeah, that's so weird.
It dumped all those YouTubes down
there. Yeah. You're so sweet, Cindy. I love you. Love you lots. Yes, these 2 pieces are phenomenal together. Okay. You're welcome, Debbie. Let me know if you have any other questions. You know, don't forget to love this live either for that big giveaway at the end, because we're almost done. So, you'll want to do that. You'll see that there's a little bit of overhang, just a tiny bit. There's not a lot. So you really don't have to do anything with it, but with my OCD, I couldn't just leave it like that. So you can see here that I kind of like compressed those edges the best that I could around to kind of cup it. Like that. All the way around. And you could do that just by taking your chain nose and kind of like folding it up and over on all sides and kind of like pinching them in. And then I believe at one point I even took a hammer to it to kind of bring some of those edges down. I don't want to move my lily around too much while I'm doing this. I hear some metal snapping. think I went a little off center, but that's not so bad. I'm just pulling those edges up. I know I've taught this hammer technique a few times, but if there's things that I need to hammer down, like edges, I'll put the piece like this and hammer the edges down closer to my piece after I cup them up. And then it's easier to take it and fold it back over. So you can do that on all edges or just the ones that are protruding, or you can come in and probably cut some of those. I have not tried cutting those yet, so I'm not quite sure if
pretty thick.
It would. Well, I'm just thinking if it would release the tight like wrap that we did, if we did cut some of those pieces off. But just know that I usually spend a little bit longer on these pieces in particular. But like I said, this F103 is so versatile, and it's a great backing piece, especially for wraps. Oh yeah, now I'm like almost only seeing YouTube comments.
There's nothing new. There's nothing new.
Okay.
I'm watching this.
Okay. Of course, Rosie. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. And then at this point, so I took a hole punch, which you can punch through both pieces. So that's what I ended up doing. Where's my punch? My punch. My punch. There we go. And then I went right in between the two, but I think I went from this side. So this is the back portion. I used this hole here as my point because it's more flat and easier to get a punch through. I gotta use 2 hands for this one. Maybe. That was a good punch. Good punch. Get that little metal out of there. Use my little nippers, my little cutters that Uncle Doug just sharpened for me.
See if they work.
Yep. Nice. Nice, nice. And now you have a hole for your jump rings or chain.
There's a tip that I do too on the cutters. If you also buy the file too, and you can file along that straight edge of the cutter like that. Where's the now? Let's see, like this. I don't know if we can get down in there.
You might even want to just show it like up there. The camera's right where the green light is.
Okay. So if you're on this edge, you can just run your file right along that sharp edge, right there on both sides, and then close it. And on the back side, you can remove the burr. So this file that we saw, you can also use as a sharpening tool.
Nice.
Yeah, a quick tip.
Not only does it dull things that you need not sharp, it also sharpens things you do need sharp.
That's right.
Nice.
Very versatile. Oh, you can see it actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is CH001 chain once again, and then I took a link, fed it straight through that hole, and then it was a direct link to the end. How fun. And then I wanted to show you guys at least 2 of the colors there that came in the crystal pack, and then the color that came. This color crystal comes in the crystal pack, and this color does, and this color does. So I wanted to at least show you guys what the colors look like. So that's why I called it Crystal Dream. There's a bunch of blues, and there's that really really pretty violet blue color shift one there. And then where are my hoop? Oh, I found them. I'm wearing them. And then my hoop crystal earrings are also there. So, or in that crystal pack. Okay, I'd like to come up with a design for both the water lily frame and the extra large round lily frame. Ooh. Let me know when you do. I'm also wearing the necklace that I made last week. I love it, love it, love it. My waved bar necklace. Anyway, let's get some loves in. We'll show the giveaway again, and then there we go. We'll show the giveaway again. We'll let you get your loves in, and then by the time that I'm done, like showing what the jewelry looks like on, then we will do our drawing. So, gonna pop this up on screen. Gonna take me away for a moment, so we can go full screen. Big giveaway. All you have to do is love react, and then place an order. If you haven't already. I'm assuming a lot of you probably already have, since you guys have been selling me out. But just so you know, you do have to have an order so we can ship it to you. Big, beautiful. I mean, woo! I know you guys love the courting peacocks. We don't have any of those in bulk anymore, so this is just one of those, like, ooh, I found one more piece. We're going to throw it into a giveaway. So, yeah, all you have to do is love react the video. Don't overreact, because Facebook, don't like hit the button a whole bunch of times, because you'll only love react once, but Facebook might flag you if you continually do that. Okay. Nice. And I don't want them to flag you. So I'm going to kind of shift my light a little bit. So hopefully it makes it just a little bit brighter.
That's good.
Yeah, that's okay. That is okay. And I'm looking down at this one. This is you guys. I'm going to come up here.
There you go. That's better.
That's good. Because I still want to be able to see myself, so
right.
I know like what's going on.
Good spot for it.
Okay, so let's start out with this necklace. I'm not wearing a very low cut shirt today, so hopefully I'll just kind of make these all choker length. Maybe I should take off my other one here. Oh, trust me. What did I had like one work day to come up with all this stuff.
We should give you less time, because you do better.
I do better when there's less time. I had one work day to come up with 2 work days to come up with the designs, finish the designs, pull the product, photograph the product, upload the listings, like
eat lunch.
I don't even think I had some strawberries. I'm gonna go home and eat some good stuff. Thanks, Jean. It's a romper, so it's got shorts. She's like, cute dress. Ian bought it for me. All right, back to business.
That was quick, right up on the chair.
Yeah. That's stunning, you guys. Wow. Perfect choker necklace. And then I just made it just a tiny bit longer, just normally.
She might be thinking about this wrong here. See this right here?
Oh.
No.
You don't have to wait till tomorrow to order.
Yeah, there's not a 20. This is not a 20% off.
No, this is just normal.
That's the Idaho Live.
So we are the warehouse live shop, and then out in Idaho, there's a team called the Idaho Live Shop. They're offering a 4th of July sale. We are offering a 4th of July sale on the retail site, which is site-wide, and I think it's on everything other than maybe tools.
Maybe, yeah.
Honestly, because it says site-wide, so. And I didn't see any exclusions. Probably other than tools and wire.
Sometimes we exclude, tools and supplies, but we'll see.
Yeah. So that's absolutely stunning.
That's pretty.
Oh!
Yeah.
I love it. And then could you imagine those? Like, hold on. Where's that other finished one? Well, this one doesn't have the glued crystal in the center, but to have like matching earrings with it without like this blue centerpiece, you could probably do, now I'm really getting into it. You could do like a rivoli on top like this to match. Cute. Little earrings. Thank you, Cindy. Yeah, right, Lynn? Good job. Ian is so fashionable. He dresses like so cute all the time, and I love it. And I always, if we need to like go shopping for clothes, like that wedding dress, Ian pulled that off the shelf. He pulled that dress off the shelf. And he got, by the way, if you're ever looking for like cute dresses like that, go to Windsor. Windsor is phenomenal. So cute. I love it. Ian's bought me, 5 different dresses from there? Yes, the Rivoli would be so cute. Okay. Jewelry components. No wire, tool, or paints in the sale. So, site-wide jewelry components. That could be pewter, brass, copper, you name it. Just no wire, tools, or paints. But there are so many things that you can buy on that site that you may as well just do it. Go and grab the things that you need, whether it's a one-off. That's what retail is great for, is that you don't have to buy a whole lot of pieces. But you'll want to do it. Next, we're coming on with our fish necklace, which is super summery. This actually matches super well with those earrings. I really like that. I really like that a lot. Do like a little hair flip, like, okay, I'm on the beach, you guys. Wearing my romper and this cute, like, fish necklace. And these kind of look like pearls, the vintage seed beads. Stunning! And a little twirl. Oh, goodness. There is one pack of the blank hoop pack left, which are the earrings that I'm wearing and taking home with me. I'm going to refresh this. Yeah, so there's only one more of this hoop pack left. There you go, this one. Grab it before it's gone. So you don't want to wait until the weekend or till tomorrow, because some of this stuff you may not be able to get any longer. Corian's breaking out into some song again. Probably should have kept that one on, but I'm going to put my other one back on that I made last week. I think it was last week. Love it. Let me know if you guys have questions too. Can I go back to Facebook comments, or are you? Huh?
Just a second.
Okay. Uncle Doug's doing something right now. I'll look at your guys' comments in a minute. This is one we did last week. Okay. But I'm leaving that back on because I don't have any more necklaces to show, but we'll do a close-up of the earrings. Actually, I'll bring you closer to me. Wowzers. Really good nose shot. So cutesy. Which also matched really well with the necklace that I'm currently wearing. Maybe we'll do like a, hold on. Oh my goodness. Aunt Jean, she put her hair up, like just held her hair up in a masterclass, and I just can't get over how she looks with her hair up. It is so cute. Like just like a high pony or like a nice messy bun. That's kind of like a longer piece. We'll pull that up. So this is like cute. That's adorable. Like nice, nice, nice. Cool. Yeah, Aunt Jean's hair up. Unreal. So cute. Freaking loved it. Oh, they are matching stripes. Oh, I forgot you can use points on paints. Good job, Terry. Thanks, Aunt Jean. You're so cute. Alright. Now, actually, I'm curious if this one will work because it's a little bit longer.
Ooh.
Remember our handy dandy tool?
Yep.
Nice. So Uncle Doug made this pin out of wire, which you string through your jump ring. You hold the pin with your hand and then clasp it. And then, well, there, it just fell out, but then it's connected. This is, there we go, that bracelet. Bending it in front of my head so my head doesn't take it off focus. And then we'll go like opposite way. There we go. Beautiful with the romper. And the nails. Pretty. And then we have one more. And then I have to show you the butterfly earrings. And then I think that's it. This one might be a little bit harder though. So it might be a little bit better to use my nifty tool, which you can just make out of normal wire. Right?
Yeah, those just are thick wire.
Probably, what, like 16 gauge?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's no reason you couldn't use 20.
Sure.
You could use a thinner wire, but the thicker is just a little bit easier to handle. So that just so that everybody can see, you can just make your own. Let's see here. So that's about 4 inches on either side of the loop.
Yeah. It's a nice handy dandy tool, for sure. Is that showing up pretty focused? I can't look over my arm.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. I got that, and then I'll give you the look against the romper. Woo! Oh, baby, baby. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Who's like, ice, ice, baby. Yeah. That was a homecoming hit. It was Ice, Ice, Baby.
What was the other one though? That ooh baby baby. That was. You remember that one?
I remember it. Yeah, that's why I was like, ooh baby baby. All right, get your hearts in. By the time I finish with these butterfly earrings, we will be spinning the wheel and be out of here. Yay yay yay! All the earrings, all the bracelets, all the necklaces were just stunning today. Probably one of my more favorite collections for sure. Okay, let's do... I'm going to do this. So that way you guys... Do you have that?
Which?
Big thing. Yes.
This big thing?
Yes, that big thing.
This big thing.
This is big giveaway. Hold on. See if I can do it at like an angle. That's big.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yep. I'll do this one more time. And then by the time I'm done with showing you guys my butterfly earrings, we will.
Salt and pepper. Yeah, that's Kimmy. Kimmy got a salt and pepper. Ooh, baby, baby.
Oh, yeah. So this bead cap, whoever gets this, please do this. It's got the solid brass bead cap and then this really big blue bead is coming with, and I think it would just be gorgeous together. So, do it. Okay. Last but not least, butterfly earrings, and then we'll do our drawing. Cute. And I'll show you guys what these look like next to the light too, probably. I can't see. I need to be able to see, like, myself. I'm not taking these other earrings out. Sorry. You're just going to have to deal with 2 earrings being shown at the same time because I can't get over the hoop earrings. But I think Wendy said this was probably her favorite design that I did this time.
Yeah, that's a good question from Terry. Can you use the paints on silverware? I would say yes. It's metal, but, are you going to eat off it?
Don't eat off of it, though. No, that's not good. You can't ingest our paints.
Well, I don't think it would be terrible if you did. But, I mean, it wouldn't be like poisonous if you did, but generally you don't. You don't like to do that.
No,
There's not lead,
it's
so,
like paint chips.
Yeah,
like,
you don't.
Who's eating paint chips? You don't want to be eating off paint chips. But if you do like spoon jewelry and stuff like that, absolutely. Absolutely.
Or if it's up on handles, on the handles of the silverware wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. I wish these showed up just a little bit better.
Silver, Jean says silverware jewelry, but not to eat off of, not to put in the dishwasher. Yep.
Okay.
Consistent. What was the cart number? Marianne
4.
D'Amico wants to know.
4. For what item? Otherwise, you can just order from vintageliveshop.com too. We'll wait for your comment, but we are going to get this ready to draw if you want to refresh that.
Last refresh here?
Yep, last refresh. Okay. 1 in 40 chance this time. Dang, you ladies are catching on to this.
This is one of the higher numbers we've had, right?
Yeah. I think usually we're sitting around like 35, but looks like.
And we have some that we've brought over from YouTube as well. A few names from YouTube we're watching over there.
Okay. So Debbie, Terry, Mary from YouTube, your names are also included in here.
And that's the whole group.
Nice.
And we will go to...
Are you ready?
Full screen.
Are you ready, Freddie?
Get your phone up here. So if you're good, you'll see your name somewhere in there before we start spinning.
Here, I'll do it like this side.
Yeah.
So they can see where the...
the spinner?
The little spinner lands.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Tell me when.
Spin it! Janet! You have won. I was going to say, if it was Monica, you're not allowed to win 2 weeks in a row for big loots. You can win like a little giveaway and the big loot giveaway during one live, but not, or like one of the trivia giveaways or whatever. Okay, so that cart number, I'll pop that up here. Cart 105 for the filigree piece. This piece. Awesome, Janet. You have won. I'm sure we will see your order in there and be able to ship it to you. Stay tuned. Make sure you guys have a happy and safe 4th of July weekend, please. Please, please, please. Don't drink and drive. Don't shoot off fireworks way later than what you're supposed to. Look out for your veterans and other animals like that.
Only about doing Coke Zero for drinking and driving, right?
Yeah. Yep, don't be doing anything crazy. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yeah, leaves it pretty wide open.
I do not drink and drive. I do refuse to do that. I'll have maybe like 1 or 2, but Ian's driving. Forget the rest. Okay. If you just type cart 105 and then press enter, it should go to your messenger app. And then if you type cart 109 and then enter in the comments, it should also pop up for you. Oh.
Little turtle,
Oh, okay. It rolled barely past me. Thanks for the cardiac boost. I was thinking, I was like, it's going to land on her. Like, it's going to be amazing. Maybe next time. All right. Like I said, have a fun and safe 4th of July weekend. Don't forget, firework 40. I want to make sure I say 40 at the end of firework. All one word. Firework is one word. Gets you 40% off the retail site. And I'm sure we probably have it on wholesale too, right?
Maybe.
25% off wholesale. So if you're a wholesale customer, 25% off. If you're a retail customer, it is 40% off. And
good deals all around.
There's a live happening Monday too. Always. And then Stash Review is next Tuesday. So I'll see my Backstage Pass ladies on Tuesday this week. Okie dokie. Happy.
Have a great 4th, everybody.
4th of July.